Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Advanced Squad Leader with George Chiodas. And today, what I'd like to do is actually do a solo play slash AAR on scenario ASL scenario 24, the Mad Minute. Now, what I actually did recently, and it was pretty much for my birthday, I bought ASL Journal 13, and particularly I bought it because there's an article about this scenario. Uh, in this journal. And as you can see up here, the scenario has been updated from its original version, a scenario designed by Rex Martin. And in the original version, it seems to have favored the Germans incredibly well. And recently, I've played it with Dennis, and we seem to think that now it favors the Americans, but we'll see. Okay, we'll talk about it. Coffee. Speaking of this journal, it does have a preview of Drop Zone Saint Emery d'Eglise. A couple of other very interesting articles. The Emperor's View, Hat in the Flames by Gary Barlett and Mike Margarth. Not So Free Parking by Phil Palmer. Haul Down Positions. Advanced Nuggets, More Rules I Had Wrong. And that's great. If you take the approach of I am not the expert, but look, this is what I learned. This is a very interesting article and a must read. What a slow, dull drip it's been. Board 77 Unleashed by Chas Arjan, and he's a very great contributor to the ASL community. I'm pretty sure he's also an owner of MMP. Could be wrong. Radio Contact Essentials. Tap tap. Is this thing on? I can relate to that. Darn things never work. Second Impressions Inside OBA Draw Piles by Rich Spilkey. Alternative OBA Systems by Jim Bishop, and I think he explains the Steve Pelva system. I had the honor and pleasure of meeting Steve Pleva in the last ASL tournament here in Montreal. He's a swell guy. Hope to see him again. Drop Zone Saint Eglise, the designer previews by New Hassle by Ken Dunn, and I'm a really good fan of Ken. He does fantastic work in scenario design. Forgotten War, designer notes, porting ASL to a new era. A Tale of Two Scenarios, The Mad Minute, which is what I am going to play now by John Slutwinski. Per Mar de Per Tehran, Royal Marine Commandos in Korea. Debriefing the issue, and that was by Andrew Hershey, and debriefing by the editors. A very excellent, well done journal. And let's go to the article about the Mad Minute. Now, I'm not going to present it here because it's copyrighted, right? So I'm not going to share all the material in here, and just the fair use portion of it. Okay, and what in particular, I suppose, is that um, if you look at this article, you'll see that the author pretty much would agree with me about the American setup. The only criticism I would have about the way the American setup was presented here was that I believe there was an omission about where the bazookas should be well placed. I'm looking for the article now. Yeah, okay, here it is. Yeah, and there seem to have been made some changes because if you look at the ROAR data, it did favor the Germans greatly. Um, and then in terms of a conclusion, it's towards the end. The author says, as of publication of the article, the ROAR record is 7 American wins versus 3 Germans. Time will tell if modifications have resulted in a more balanced scenario. Don't worry about the balance, though. This is a fine scenario worthy of play. That always gives me chuckles because I remember the predicament that I was in when I first played the Germans, and it was my good buddy Dennis that suggested this scenario. unbeknown to us that it was updated, because we should be reading the fine print, right? But we didn't. And he suggested that we give the American player the balance, and I'm there. Dennis, we don't usually give a flying flamingo, so let's not do any balance. Let's just play the scenario as it is and see what the outcome is. We're fairly evenly matched. And boy, the first game I was playing the Germans, and good old Dennis, he set up really up front, and my whole entire OB um, just came forward with a well-designed plan, and then it was obliterated by quite a quite a lot of lucky rolls and right rips and whatnot. If I wanted smoke on the board, there were plenty of burning wrecks. Now, the second time around, um, Dennis was the German, and he tried to do a right hook, and what happened was, well, I have most quite a few units hip, especially the tanks and and the and the AT guns, and I ambushed the poor fellow. He advanced his armor, trying to do a right hook. When he approached at the right moment, and the distance was nice and close enough for me to get some penetration. Boom! It all went up in flames. Then good old Dennis went to the second try of the Germans, and I was trying to anticipate where he would attack from. And lo and behold, he tries to attack right down the center. And essentially, what ensued was a battle to take a position on the center of the map that was held by a lonely AT gun. More coffee. I think I'm going to put my thinking cap on. So look, we did have fun, but really, it losing is never fun. I don't suppose. So I'm going to be using my Raiders cap, but you won't see much of my let's see, my handsome face. But there you go. Need a good thinking cap, because I'm going to turn off the video capture, and I want you guys to see everything. So how this video will be structured is going to be a scenario overview, explanation of how I played this game solo, and then the third part, if I got my numbers right, it will be a turn by turn after action report. So you're going to get a little, as we like to say in Greek, pikilia, which means a little bit of variety, pick and choose type of thing. I'll put also a link to another after action report that was published by Michael Rogers. I think I'm going to pull that up so you can see that first. So here's an after action report, and I'll provide you with the link. It's https://lowammo.ca by Michael Rogers, Mad Minute. And basically, I read the after action report, and I truly believe that Michael was a little bit hard on himself. And the key takeaway that I got from here was that what I believe Michael did correctly was um, that he knew from the very beginning that he had to bring his troops safely to as close to the victory objective as possible. That being the village, so he can capture uh, his required amount of buildings. Okay, so he came down the side, but he did bring some tanks into the center. Um, Never forget your sniper, and he tried a left hook. Boom. And I think ultimately Mike was a little bit hard on himself. Um, Looking at the board, I could see that he was kind of successful to a large extent, but but you still have to flush paratroopers out of buildings, and that ain't easy. So having much trouble here. There you go. So I'll put a link to that. in the description. So now I'm going to turn off my video capture and just do a quick scenario overview. So it happens, I believe, right after the Battle of Bastogne on the 3rd of January 1945 in Longchamp, Belgium. Looks like it's a French portion of Belgium. And the victory conditions are that the Germans win a game end by controlling greater than or equal to 22 buildings on board 12, provided they have greater than or equal to 3 mobile, fully tracked AFVs still in play. So preservation of your armor is paramount, and capturing buildings is also paramount. And let's not forget, capturing buildings can be a little bit problematic for armor, uh, I guess, unless unless they voluntarily abandon um, the vehicle and then you use the crew to capture a building, which is not a good idea in my opinion. So you have an M10 GMC tank destroyer, 76L. These guys, there's two of them, and they start hip. He has an AA machine gun and three 57L AT guns, and these guys work wonders with a rate of fire of 3, 2 roadblocks, 4 foxholes, but the Americans can also set up um, in the proper terrain, they can set up entrenched. So the 4 foxholes are in addition to your OB. You got a nice good little heavy there, bazooka, 260 millimeter mortars. As the SS Panzer Grenadier Regiment 19 and SS Panzer Regiment 9, SS Panzer Division 9, Hohenstaufen. I did not put the symbols because um, I was not the one who did the SSF. And keep in mind that the OB here, according to the national characteristics for the SS for this time, that being 1994, the Germans should have assault fire. And in the in Vassal, you could right click on the counter and turn that characteristic on. 2 MGs, quite a good load of leaders, 3 Panthers, 6 Panzers, and these are basically your smoke units, and 4 half tracks. So the ECs are wet, ground snow is in effect. OB given foxholes may set up unpaved road hexes. Great. American MMC, uh, any is in American multi-man counters and any SMC support weapon stacked with them in suitable terrain. They set up entrenched, and the American may use HIP for uh, 2 or less squad equivalents. And the M10 GMCs may set up using HIP and retain concealment as in place guns when firing their main armament. All Panzerkampf for H's have Schurzen, which is a close defense weapon, which is great, and it should help them go into the village and help with the infantry. All right, so that's that. That's the overview of the scenario. So how I am going to play this solo is I came up with some fire groups, which I put here below. Let's zoom in and try to see them. Okay, so I got fire group Adams. It's a heavy, so I'm putting in a half squad, and I'm putting my best leader with my best support weapon. Fire group Baker with an MMG. I got fire group Cooper, Drake. Bazookas are different units. Then mortars are going to be set up somewheres, and then I have some lonely infantry that may set up close to these leaders or away from them. I also set up as a fire group the AT guns and um, the two tank destroyers. And basically, what I did was I concentrated on having a forward defense, a middle defense, or a rear defense. And what I thought was of doing is that basically as the um, German units progress, after coming within a 6x range of one of these units, I would roll to see where ultimately they have six to let's say 12. Okay, to make things easy. I would roll to see where exactly they would be set up. Would they be activated up front, in the middle, or rear? So the up front, because I feel that the up front um, uh, way, the up front defense is the best way to go for the Americans, would be a roll between 5 to 8. Um, the rear one would be 9 to 12, and the middle would be 1 to 4. So that's how we're going to do it. With a 2d6, we'll determine if, let's say, Baker is forward, middle, or back. I got to take note of that so I don't forget. Um, let's put it in a let's put it in a in a label. So I made a little note to myself here: 5 to 8 forward, 1 to 4 mid, 9 to 12 rear. If I contradicted myself, forgive me. It happens. Now, what is the plan? What is the plan for the Germans? Let's zoom in on the board. Let's see, can we zoom in a little bit more? Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's get a marker out. I want a marker. Here we go. All right, and size, let's size this to 8 points. Okay, so what the plan is for the Germans is that we're going to have a reconnaissance battalion to try and flush out the American defenses. And then we're going to have a forward frontal assault and an armor assault to bring in as many units as possible. Um, and the first shot with American ordnance, uh, that will be um, the um, the bore-sighted hex if he rolls a 1d6 with and gets a 1 or 2. Anything above that, they will be treated as uh, a normal hit. If they don't come up with a bore-sighted hex, then so be it. Now, in terms of strategy, yeah, frontal assault. Each panther will be guarded by in the flanks by two um, uh, Panzer IVs. Now, a thing about these black units, I'm not going to make any apologies about the color of the units because, quite frankly, the one thing that's worse than anything is censorship. And censorship kind of just erases from memory all the evil, and then the evil just resurfaces. So there is no glorification here whatsoever. Um, and now back to the plan. All right, so what's going to happen is the half tracks are going to come down here and try to come to the village through the rear and bring some units to establish a foothold in this part of the village. The Panzers, or the Panthers rather, are going to enter from here using armor assault. Yep, right down the middle, just like so, over and above the bushes, and try to bring the infantry as close to their objective as possible. And once they get in there, they'll try to take as many buildings as possible. So that's the plan. Will it work? We'll see. All right. So let's get started and place the German infantry in their starting positions. We can put on an off-grid hex grid just to be neat and organized. So bigger. That doesn't look too good. That's slightly better. Yeah, not so bad. All right, let's get started. Now, remember, you have 16 units in your uh, German OB, so therefore you can half squad deploy 2 squads. So we're going to do that. We're going to deploy 2 squads. 1, 2, half squad them and clone. So we got 4 half squads and clone. All right, half tracks. There's 4 and there's 4 units here. All right, so let's do these 4 half tracks and put them where they're going to come in. And we want them to come in all the way from here. Okay, and they should be facing this direction. There we go. We're going to put these 4 squads up there as passengers, for better or for worse. We're going to think twice about giving them support weapons, but at least the last person that will enter that board will be a leader. We got to take a leader with them uh, just to be able to rally everyone. All right, now the Panthers. We're going to have 3 Panthers, like so. Should they come in crew exposed? Nope, I don't think so. Okay, and we have 6 Panzers, and what we're going to do is that's good. Oh boy, the remainder of the infantry. We're going to put the German sniper here. Okay. Now, I worry about giving them any support weapons, half squads. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, we're going to put the LMGs on the flanks. Dr. U. Okay. And MMGs here. MMGs there. Okay. Uh, they need units. Put that guy there. And they need to be possessed by units as well. Let's see. Here. 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 There. There. Here. And we'll put it's HMG 2 squads. So if one dies, the other one can pick it up. Sounds like a plan. So we're going to put Braun here, another 9-1 there, 8-1, and 8-1 here. Now let's put everything underneath because it's an armor assault. That's a lonely squad. Of course they would come in concealed, but and then the American player would have to reveal to you a unit. So we'll do the first turn for this part of the show. So here comes an armor assault, and the first column that's going to move in is the reconnaissance platoon. He has 2 units. He has, let's see. Okay, he has 2 units. Well, it's no point. There's no point in concealing these units because they're going to get unconcealed the moment they walk in on the board. Um, yeah. All right. Nice and neat. Remove all moves. Let's put the freaking sniper right about here because we can put them anywhere they want because they're starting off the board. Remove all moves again just to be on the safe side. And let's start a log file. File save game as I start a log file. That's strange. All right, log file, begin log file. All right, I did start a log file. Log2.vlog. Okay, good. And let's start a roll for weather. Nothing. All fine and dandy. And I don't believe there's any prep file. Let's go to movement. Okay, so these foes are going to move in. And let's see. There, 1 to there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now he's close to all these units here. So let's roll to activate them. Well, these guys have a good shot at them. So let's roll for M10. 2d6. Now roll a 7. And a 7 is a forward defense. So the M10B is there. And you can face their cover arc here. Oh, the roadblocks. I forgot the roadblocks. Well, let's put a roadblock here, just like that. And a roadblock there. The OB, the foxholes, we can put them in such a way that it facilitates a easy route. And every other unit that is in suitable terrain can be considered to be um, in a foxhole. So there they are. Normally they wouldn't be seen, these fortifications, but we can put them in just the same. So here comes B. I believe he was supposed to be here. And he's concealed. And he's going to try and take a shot at him right off the bat. So he was in the line of sight for at least 3 hexes. Target. Let's get the red chart. So, and hopefully the M10 is probably um, hoping for rate. And there's no movement here. Hold on. Okay. So let's get our handy dandy charts out. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3 for the target-based modifiers. Um, it'll be case J and J1. So that's a +3. And he's considered crew exposed. And I believe this fellow is a small target. That's +4. So a total of 10. He's still in motion. So 10 plus 4. +3 because of case J and J1, and +1 because he's a small target. So that's a 6 to hit. Let's see what happens here. 7. And in this color die is a 4, so he keeps concealment. If he doesn't keep rate, that is a hit. Okay, that is a hit, no rate. So he's pretty much toast. A 76L needs a 17 to hit, to kill. A 17 to kill. He is 2 hexes away, that doesn't matter. 17 to kill. So we roll, and he only has 1 armor factor. We roll on the to kill. That's a burning wreck, and there's no survivors. So allied, axis, casualty bin, and this guy is a wreck and burning. And this dude here has first fired. Okay. All right. Second attempt. The other folks are going to hold their fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll try and activate 57 C forward or back. Let's see. So let's roll 2d6. It's a 4. So the 4 means the uh, the AT57LC is actually in the cemetery. And at this juncture, he doesn't have concealment. He hasn't lost concealment. We can put this guy up here. So we rolled. He started from here. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mark that with a dice. 9. And we can remove this dude here. 9, 10. I'm guessing he can intensify. 11, 12. At this juncture, we can do group uh, group. Oh, we can remove the 50 M10B out because he's already there. We can remove this dude, and M10 rear we can remove, and the 57 LC is gone. So now we're at, let's see, right, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to there. 12 to there. Let's activate Cooper. Cooper rolls a 4. That's a mid for Cooper. So Cooper ends up being here. Where's Cooper? Cooper, Cooper. Here's Cooper. He can take a shot there, I think, but he won't. We'll just keep concealment here. 12, 13. At this point, he can try and take a shot, and he will. So he's 4 hexes away. It's a 10 to hit. +1 because it's a small target, and then +4 because it's in motion and he only expended 1 movement point in his line of sight. So to hit, missed. And I should make sure that I put my acquisitions on the board. Um, Missed, no rate, and he's no longer uh, hit. Uh, he's no longer concealed. He first fired. He may intensify, but that won't do him any good. So I think I'm at 13 maybe. Let's see. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, 13. 14. Cooper, we can get rid of Cooper. Cooper's already on the board. 14, 15, 16 remains in motion. Where's the motion counter? Here it is. 16 remains in motion. Bazooka C will try and activate, and he activates on a 5, so he's forward. Bazooka C, this is the rear. Bazooka C pops up here. All right, and he can set up entrenched. So that's suitable terrain for entrenched. So he'll be entrenched. We already put Bazooka C. Wait, so Bazooka C is there? Oh no, I just got rid of him. All right, he sets up entrenched. He's not there. We'll try to activate Motor F and see what happens. Motor F4. is mid. So motor F is here. Motor right there. He's right next to the there. He's right next to the uh, half track, and that is no longer there. Uh, this 57L might have line of sight to him with Magna. Drake, let's wait until Drake comes closer to activate him. So he's still in motion, and that's the way the cookie looks right now. Motor came on board, so we can get rid of that. Yeah, yeah. So there's the bazooka. All right, so here we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 remains in motion. Last unit on the board. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, oops, 14, 15, 16 to there. All right, next up for grabs will be the armor assault. So these boys are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4MF, 4MP, 5, and 6. So we're going to try and activate 57, 6 and 7 MF to stop. Okay. I have no idea why I put that Panzer first. But anyway, we're going to try and activate him. 57 LD to D6. Ooh, that's a forward. No, 1 to 4 is mid. So the 57 LD is mid. So the mid D is here. He sets up in this hex right there. So he is, we tried to activate him as a forward defense, but he came into the midsection. Hopefully he'll give a blow to the midsection of the German player. We can get rid of this. And 57 LD, the rear is out as a question as well. So he didn't make it. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes away, so he can't be activated. Now, we can try and activate Adams, but oh, here, the second AT gun, the second tank destroyer. So let's try and activate him. 9. A 9 would be in the rear, right down here. What is down there? It's a bridge. Okay, so he ends up there. And he is concealed. Okay. It's turning to be a bit of a nightmare for the Americans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hexes away. Uh, we can activate Bazooka B. Let's see what happens there. 12, that's rear. Bazooka B is all the way in the rear. Here's Bazooka B rear. Let's take a look. Bazooka B. Here is forward. And mid. Bazooka A. Rear Adams. Baker. Bazooka A. Drake. See, Bazooka B is rear. There we go. It's down there. Okay. I can live with that. Put him as concealed. Let's put that guy there. This guy here. So there's no Bazooka B up there. There you go. This guy can fire. So let's see E, where would that be? Alright. 2. 2 is mid for the last AT gun. So that is Echo, mid. So Echo is down here. So now this guy can conceivably take a shot there or there. We'll wait for now. Okay. Ready? So he has made it unimpeded. Okay. So now we'll go 1 to there. 2, 3. We're going CX. 5, 6. You only mix it to there. 7 to stop. Going CX again. Double time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to there. Okay. So 57E, we already activated it. It's down there, so there's no AT gun there. That's a bummer. I suppose. Alrighty. Wait, let's go. We're not going to go CX, but here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I suppose we should activate everybody else. Alright, let's activate everybody else because we have the forward defense is being challenged. They're going to stop there. So Bazooka A is a 4. 4 is mid. So Bazooka A is here. And Bazooka A is all the way here. Adams. Adams is this fellow. Let's roll him. He rolled a 4. So 4 is mid for Adams, which makes him up here. He's still concealed for all intents and purposes. Get Adams out of there. And then let's roll for Baker. Here. Baker is in the rear. Holy cow. There goes Baker. Keep him concealed. Alrighty. So there's no Baker. G. Water G is an 8, which puts him in forward. There you go. I believe that was here. And he can start up in concealing terrain as in the foxhole. Keep him concealed, concealed. And Drake, let's roll for Drake. Drake rolled an 8, and 8 means he's in the rear as well. No, 8 is forward. So Drake is up front. There. Okay. Now, to be fair to the American player, he's concealed, and he's in a foxhole. We'll put the remainder of 747s up front to face the forward assault. Actually, yeah. And look, there is a little bit of player bias here because I know that my plan is to come through here, so might as well take care of everything. Now I can clear the board of all these uh, random markers, and I know approximately where everybody is, what everybody's up to. Plus, he will unconceal and take a pot shot at him. So basically, what we got here is a 6 uh, +1 for the armor assault. There's ground snow in effect. Uh, -1 for non-assault movement, so that cancel each other out, and -2 for the leader. So we got a 6 down 2 to there. Or rather, we should fire here because he's the last person that moved. Keep things fair. All right, let's do it. Whoa! 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 That's the Axis Sand. We just rolled Snake Eyes, so um, he has rate. His covered arc will be fixed in this direction. No, in this direction. He has no choice. So let's get that marker out. Uh, where is it? Come on, dude. Get those counters out. Hold on. So the particular marker I want is infantry, no gun, uh, covered arc. So since he's in a building, um, his covered arc is still fixed in that direction because that's the direction he fired in. He got a 0 on the 6 table, 2 minus, plus there's an Axis Sand activation. So 0 is a 3 KIA. So these boys are gone to heaven. Um, Allied? No, Axis actually. Axis and Axis. You can go to the other casualty pair and just pull them over. There you go. And then we have to roll a 1d6 to see if we destroyed the weapon, and we did not. I don't believe we did. Oh, we didn't. Okay. So somebody's mourning the loss of their loved one now. Alrighty. Let's move. And they're going to go CX as well. So they're going 1, 2, 3, 4 over the hedge, 5, 6, and they stop. And he'll attempt to fire smoke here. So they have to roll uh, less than 8. Let's do the 2 hit and then do the math. So they still have smoke, but um, they didn't. They still have smoke, but they didn't get a hit because they rolled a 7. Technically, if you wanted to get smoke, you would have had to be, well, less than an 8, but at that range, it's area fire, and it would be base 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hexes away. So it would be a 9 to hit, plus 4 because of his motion, and plus 1 because he is buttoned up. So he still has smoke. He Bounding fire, no whack because it was a smoke shot, and they're there. Um, he could conceivably do a that do a a 6 even shot. So we'll do that. 8 on the 6 is nothing, if I recall correctly. Oh, it's a pin task check. And let's not forget the sand. Okay, task check, 8 or less, he pins. So this dude pins, and we forgot the sniper check. Two for the German sniper check. Let's roll for the direction and distance. 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 goes here, and ultimately it will hit that squad here. Now we'll pin that unit there. What the heck did I just do? Delete that and get the pin marker. Pin. Sniper goes there. Okay, and he first fired. Okay, dokie. So this fellow here, he's gonna go CX. So 1, 2, that's uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They went CX. Put that CX counter there. Oh, good. Got bazooka there. That ain't good. So we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hmm. All right. Here goes nothing. We'll go 1 to there. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 MP to stop and delay. Um, You can shoot there. But not yet. He needs a critical hit in order to get him. Hmm. Already already. Yeah. So Drake firing at this point. Mm, not a good idea. Not a good idea. Oh, it is a good idea actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 X's away. Let's draw a line of sight and we'll take the shot. So they can claim wall advantage would be a +2, -1 for non-assault movement, +1. And it's a range of 6, so ultimately it's a 6 up 1 shot. So let's do that. Another snake eyes, for crying out loud. 6.3 on the 6 is now a K2. A K2. So let's do random selection. And that's a big one. There's 4 units there, top to bottom. And the axis sign. 1, 2, 3, 4. So leader gets broken and wounded. And I'm not gonna play with Borsight because it's just gonna be murder for the Germans. And the middle squad also got half squatted. Clone, off to the graveyard you go. Now everybody takes a 2 morale check, uh, and a leader lost task check. Actually, not a leader lost task check because he got wounded, so he's now at 8 something. All right, so let's the surviving units take a 2 morale check. So we need 3 6s, top to bottom. 1, woohoo! Another casualty reduction. Uh, ELR of 5 and ELR of 4. Uh, so I think they're good, but he is half squatted. Clone, off to the casualty bin you go, and breaks. Second unit breaks. Last unit, 2 morale check. Oh, 7-9. Everybody's broken in there. Here I am saying it. Not a good idea, George. Oh well. And he technically got raked. So in this case, he only first fired his inherent firepower. He's in wood, so his covered arc is facing in the other direction. So, holy cow. Alright, next up for grabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they stop there. I should have put some residuals in there. No, if you get rate, you don't get residuals. But the squad may have had 1 residual in there. I'm not going to worry about that one. We won't be that dogmatic. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're going CX, and 6. Okay, that's the movement phase. Let's go to defensive fire, and let's get rid of that. And they can fire a 2 up 1 there. Didn't we just do a sniper check? Yeah, we've got another sniper. Yeah, Sniper activation, 6, okay, alright. 2 up, 1. That's nothing. He final fired. What do we got there? A mortar. Alright. Mortar, using area fire. He'll fire from here to there, 7 to hit. Hit and rate. So that's a 16. So it's a 4 up 1. Nothing. Let's do another to hit. No hit, no rate. And then we get a -2 AC in there for mortar. G, as in George. And that size and flip and there. He final fired here, right along the hex grain. 2 up 1. Nothing. These dudes are there. We won't fire again there. Here we do have rate, so we got a 6 down 1 to 6 down 1 here. Right, 6 down 1, IFT. Whoa! Nothing. He final fired. The mortar, who are going to hit with the mortar, just keep concealment. They're in motion. These guys are supposed to be in motion as well. He can't fire at anybody, but he is concealed. He has an act there. He has a hindrance there. And this guy can fire now. And he'll fire there. Let's take a line of sight check just to check the range as well. For firing. Clean line of sight. It doesn't cross the bridge. Range of 9. So he is a small target. It's a base at a range of 9. A base to hit dice roll. The base to hit dice roll. A range of 9 is a 9. So 9 vehicular target type plus 2 for motion plus 1 because he's a small target. So that makes it a 6 to hit. Nope, and they have revealed themselves. And they get a -1 act there. And they final fired. Does anybody else want to fire? Well, technically this guy can fire as well. And I think he could fire into the half tracks. Yeah, maybe they can fire into the half tracks. Let's get rid of that mid thingy. Alright, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they can fire in there. So in that case, it will be 6 up 1 plus 2 for crew exposed, -1 for the leader. And I'll go like this. Get rid of this stuff. Let's roll it. Huh. What happened to the snake eyes? So let's roll for advancing fire. Now, advancing fire, he will fire back to there. And the range is range of 8. So that is on the infantry target type, it is a 7. 7 plus 4 plus 3. Very unlikely that he'll hit. So the best they can hope for is that he won't mouth his weapon and just get a knock, which is the case. So he got a knock there. a small one. He advance fired, and he can roll for his machine guns, which would be a 4 up 3. They don't cower, so let's do it. Holy cow! 3 plus 3, 6 on the 4. 6 on the 4 table. It's a normal morale check. Woo-wee. All right, normal morale check. Leader first. Uh, Made it. And now squad needs a 9 or less. Made it. So they advance fired. Here to there, we're going to roll for a to hit. Again, it's very unlikely unless I get snake eyes again. To hit. Again. Huh. G. Nada. A 4 up 3 with the machine guns. Nada. Okay, so that is G. So G is there. And he first fired. Or he advanced fired. Um, cool. So here, uh, we'll try and hit there. So we'll try and hit there. F. Let's roll it and see what happens. Nothing. And then a 4 up 2. 7 on the 4. It's a Pentastra. Rolls the Pentastra. Everything's good. Allied sign, no problem. Alright, so he advanced fired and he has an ACK in 01. And he is tank letter F. And where's Burger going to fire? Burger's going to fire here. And to be fair to everyone here, we'll clone that, put him in there. So Burger is going to fire at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So half twice would be a 2, 3, back to 2, and a 1 for the LG. It's a 2 up 1. Let's roll that. 5 on the 2. It's another normal morale check. No, it's 6 on the 2. It's a pin test check. Okay, test check. Huh. Access sand. Sand check. 3. Doesn't even work. Alright, and the Tank C already fired, or did they not? Did they not fire? Tank C is going to try and hit these guys. So to hit, nope, nearly broke his gun. And Tank C should have an knock here. All right, and Tank G is going to fire there. Right, 4 up 2, nothing, and the 2 hit 7. It doesn't hit, but Tank D will have an knock there. What happened to my other tanks? They're there. And oh God. Alright, tank B is going to fire from here to there. Now, I didn't fire the bazooka because I want to maintain concealment. It's pretty hard to blow this guy up. Alright, we'll roll. On the to hit table and then figure out if the math. 8, it won't hit, but we do get a knock. So B is there. And this dude will try and fire here. See if we have line of sight or if it cuts the building. Ooh, it cuts the building, so I have to roll just the same. That was a great hit. Oh, too bad. Uh, the infantry, though, are going to fire there. So we've got one, two, three, four, five. They're in range. They're half quartered. So how much firepower we got there? 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 is 18, plus 6 is 24, 24 quartered. 24? Half for concealment and half for advancing fire, so that's quartered. 24 quartered is a 6, up 1. 4, 5 on the 6, and that is the Allied axis, Allied SN. 5 on the 6 is a 1 morale check, so they're unconcealed, and they have to roll 6 or less. Well, 6 or less. Let's roll that. And I rolled the Allied SAN. He broke. Not ALR. No Allied Sniper. So they, for intensive purposes, they prep fired. He will try to take out. He will try and take out these guys. So I think he needs to change his turret covered arc the other way. So two up two. 2 up 2 with the MGs. Nothing. 2 hit. 5. So he'll have an act there. And I think he's still concealed, so it should be an area act. Size. Boink. Ooh. There have been a load of modifiers. Wowie mama. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So they advance fired. Okay, let's go to out phase. Let's clean up the board. Uh, they're not in open ground, they're in rally terrain, so they don't have to route. Um, these fellows have to route, and that leader only has 3 movement factors. Can they route to this location? Can they see that tank? Well. He is concealed. I would say yeah. I would say yeah. And normally concealed units are not known units to the enemy, and they can conceivably route into concealed units and then be eliminated or surrender. So let's put them in the building. Alternatively, they have to route back. But okay, advance phase. Nobody advances because there's still an armor assault going on. Okay, all right. There's still an armor assault going on, but so far it looks good for the Americans. There's no units in that building there. Um, in the article, this was a great setup area, and what Dennis and I usually did was we had uh, a unit, a fire group with an MG on the flanks and on the center, and this is where I had my AT gun the last time we played, and that AT gun was a horror to the Germans, and to the German infantry as well as to the German armor. And the special thing about that American AT gun is that it has APDS there, and you should know about that. So advanced phase nothing, close combat no concealment gains, no markers that are going to I. That tracker is in there. So that's the end of German turn 1. It's an hour and 21 minutes that I've taken. So in the next video, what I'll do is play out the scenario to the end and give you an action report, a turn-by-turn, end of turn-by-turn action report. Thank you for watching and take care.